Myself is Divya Bahal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to continue is Mass Transfer Operations 2. So in this chapter, that is your humidification, the last topic which is pending is your adiabatic operations. Okay, so what is the gist of adiabatic operation? That the enthalpy in the inlet and outlet of your cooling tower that remains constant, right? In adiabatic saturation temperature theory also we saw that the inlet and outlet enthalpy, okay, that is constant. So what are the processes which are involved in the adiabatic operations, right? So first is cooling a liquid, then cooling a hot gas, humidification of a gas and dehumidification. So all these processes, okay, they are the part of your adiabatic operations. Talking about the derivation part, so first of all let's start with the cooling tower, okay. So here you can see that counter current exchange of your liquid and gas is happening. Okay, your liquid, it can be water also here. So here you can see that at the top, L2 dash, that is the flow rate of your liquid, and GS dash, that is the mass flow rate of your gas on dry basis. Okay, so what is the unit here? That is mass upon time into area. So here as area is there, it means it is a flux. Okay, all the quantities L dash and GS dash, that is your mass flux. Okay. See, GS dash we are taking here. What is that? That is mass flux of dry air. Okay, only air is there. You are not taking into account liquid here. Whereas Y dash, Y1 dash and Y2 dash, what is that? Y1 dash is the inlet concentration of your moisture. Okay, that is the humidity in your gas. And Y2 dash, that is your outlet humidity. See, if we are talking about only G, just in general mass flux, it means here you are talking about gas also and associated liquid, but you are taking here GS dash only. It means only dry gas is taken into account. This is for the ease in the calculations. Okay, in absorption also you might have seen, because dry gas, that is constant at inlet and outlet. So for calculation purpose it becomes easy, hence you are only taking the mass flux of your dry air only, right? The temperature you can see that TG1, that is the inlet temperature of your gas, and TG2, that is the outlet temperature of your gas. Similarly, TL2, that is the inlet temperature of your liquid, your water, and TL1, that is the outlet temperature. And the associated enthalpy for both liquid and gas can be seen here. HL2, that is the inlet specific enthalpy, and HL1, that is the outlet in specific enthalpy of your liquid. Similarly for gas also you can see that H1 dash, that is the inlet specific enthalpy of your gas, and H2 dash, that is the outlet specific enthalpy. Right? Now see your pack column, it is a very big equipment. Okay, so at various stages, at various from point 1 to point 2, from inlet to outlet, the concentration, okay, the humidity will change here. So what we are doing to carry out the overall balance, to know about the flow rate of liquid and gas at which it is desirable to operate, okay, as the concentration, as the humidity changes from inlet to outlet, what you are doing, you are focusing on a small differential area where you can carry out the calculations, where you will carry out the mass balance, heat balance and enthalpy balance. So the overall mass balance is what? That L dash minus L1 dash, okay, on envelope 1. On envelope 1 you are doing it to know about how mass balance is done. So L dash minus L1 dash is equal to GS dash into Y dash minus Y1 dash. What does it show? It shows you in amount, how much amount of liquid has been transferred into gas. Okay, so hence in differential form it is dL dash is equal to GS dash into dy dash. Now enthalpy balance over the given envelope. So you can see that in inlet what is happening, the L dash into HL, that is the inlet enthalpy of your liquid which is entering in envelope 1, plus from bottom you can say that gas is entering also here. So what is that? GS dash into H1 dash is equal to the outlet enthalpy of outlet stream. So what is that? L1 dash into HL1 plus GS dash into H dash. See, for this packed bed column, okay, for this whole column, I am taking a small thickness dz, okay. Your dz is the small thickness, a small height of your whole column. Suppose the height of this whole column is z. So I am concerning over a small differential thickness dz. Now here you can see that liquid and gas, two different compartments are there. It's but natural. Here you can see that your liquid and gas will be interacting with each other. So hence your envelope 1 and envelope 2. What is envelope 1? It shows you the gas. Envelope 2, it shows you the liquid. Okay. And in the bottom of both of them there is an interface. Of course liquid and gas would be interacting. Okay. As they would be interacting, an interface is formed between these two phases. Okay. This is a gas liquid phase transfer mechanism here. Now envelope 3 is the overall mechanism. Oh, it is the overall envelope over this dz differential area. Okay, over this dz differential thickness. Envelope 3. So on these three envelopes we will study the mass balance, enthalpy balance, right? So now focusing on envelope 1. So here we can see that what are the entering stream. From bottom in envelope 1 you can see that GS dash is the flow rate of your gas at which it is entering. The outlet streams you can see that Na is there and another one is H dash plus DH dash. Okay, so those two on which your blue circle is there, those are the exiting stream and the inlet stream is in the bottom. So the rate of enthalpy in is what? GS dash into H dash, whereas the outlet is what? So GS dash into H dash plus DH dash. Okay, of course in gas liquid has been transformed, so the enthalpy will increase here. Minus what is associated with, see the Na is what? Molar flux. Now talking about the mass balance in terms of your rate. Na into Ma into Am into dz, that is equal to minus of Gs dash into dy dash. Now what is Am? That is your mass transfer area. Okay. So here you can see that latent and sensible heat is getting out here. Hence the associated latent and sensible heat with the mass, that is represented by minus Gs dash into dy dash whole into Ca into Tg minus T naught plus lambda naught. So that, what is that? That is the sensible heat and the latent heat. Okay. About the sign in mass transfer rate. See your A, that is your liquid, that is the diffusing one here. Okay. And the B, which is your dry air, that is non-diffusing. So with respect to A, the direction at which mass transfer occurs for B, that is negative. Hence you are taking your negative sign. So this way you got the enthalpy of in and out, right? Now moving forward, your rate in minus rate out, that is your heat transfer rate. Okay, so here you can see that from gas QSG, what is that? That is the amount of heat which is transferring from interface to the liquid, which is going out, right? So here you can see that. So substituting all the values, now what is the heat transfer rate? Hg dash into Ah into Tg minus Ti into dz. So Hg dash, what is that? That is your heat transfer coefficient. Your Ah is the heat transfer area and the Ti, that is the interface temperature. So see here, at the interface between the liquid and gas, the temperature is what? Ti. So that is your heat transfer rate. Now here substituting the differential form of specific heat, that is equal to Cs into Tg plus lambda naught into dy dash. Okay, revise here the concept of specific heat. We studied the formula. So now differentiating that formula and substituting in above equation of enthalpy balance, right? So you get the final form as minus Gs dash into Cs into dTg is equal to Hg dash into Ah into delta T into dz, right? So that was the enthalpy balance in your envelope 1 for your gas only. Now envelope 2. So what is the rate of enthalpy in? So here you can see that from the top in envelope 2, L dash plus DL dash. Okay, as it is coming from above the section, so DL dash is also the term which is added here. For the ease of your calculation, we are taking that the inlet is what? L dash plus DL dash. As it moves on, an amount of liquid has been transformed into the gas phase, hence the outlet is what? L dash, right? So the associated enthalpy with it is what? L dash plus dl dash into CAL, that is the specific heat of liquid in liquid phase, right, into delta T. So the temperature of the inlet liquid is what? It is TL plus DTL, and here see, when we are talking about the sensible heat, right, you are doing it with reference to a reference temperature. Here T naught is what? You are taking a reference temperature as 0 degrees Celsius. See, your enthalpy, it is a thermodynamic property, right? Like internal energy, it doesn't have an absolute value. So what you are doing, you calculate it with reference to a reference temperature. Here T naught, that is your 0 degrees Celsius, is your reference temperature. So the associated enthalpy is what? This given term, plus minus Gs dash into dy dash into CAL into delta T. So that is the enthalpy associated with the amount of liquid which is going to the gas phase. You can also take it in the enthalpy out form, right? So here that is the enthalpy of the material transferred, right? Now talking about the rate of enthalpy out, what is going out here from the envelope tube, that is L dash into CAL into TL minus T naught. So now what is the overall balance? That is your rate out is equal to rate in plus heat transfer rate. Okay. See here QSL, that is the heat which is coming in. See here, two are in the inlet, one which is enthalpy which is coming from the top, one is the enthalpy which is associated with heat transfer from gas to liquid. Okay, see from the interface QSL, that is the enthalpy which is coming into the envelope tube, and the outlet is the enthalpy associated with your liquid getting out. So this way, substituting the value, you get your final form. Again solving the above equation, you get your bottom equation, that is L dash CAL DTL is equal to the rest of the term. See here what we have done, you are ignoring the term that is DL into DTL because it is different, it is a product of two differential terms which is again going to be a very small term, hence you are neglecting that very small term. So you get your above equation. So that is the enthalpy balance in your liquid section. Now talking about envelope 3. So your envelope 3, first of all note here rate in is equal to rate out because it is an adiabatic operation. So what is rate in? Okay, enthalpy associated with gas which is entering and enthalpy which is associated liquid which is entering. See here, gas which is entering in the gas envelope and liquid which is entering. So we have two entering streams, right? And enthalpy out, again we have two outlet streams, one is gas, another is liquid. So substituting the values, you get the final form. So this is the final form of equation which is applicable for your adiabatic operation. So in GIST what we did here is we carried out an enthalpy balance in all the sections. The gas, okay, what is the enthalpy balance in gas? What is the mechanism, right? Similarly in liquid and overall. So this is the final form you get here. Now we are forward, the next topic is your water cooling. So water cooling is a kind of adiabatic operation, right? So we saw in the adiabatic operation that cooling of a liquid, right? So the cooling tower, the principle is what? To cool out your hot water using your atmospheric air, right? So here we will be using the equations derived here from the adiabatic operation to apply it for the design of a cooling tower. Okay, so first of all, in the above equation, the equation which we derived here, so what you are doing here, you are neglecting the sensible heat. Because in cooling tower, a very small amount of liquid which is evaporated, okay, which is transferred into your gas phase, that is sufficient to create a very large temperature difference. So you are neglecting the sensible heat term. Here you can see that this whole term Ca into Tg minus T naught plus Cal into Tl minus T naught, that term is neglected. So you get your above equation which is equivalent to Gs dash into dH. Okay, again what is dH? Here we saw dH is what? Cs Tg plus lambda naught dy dash, hence you are substituting it this way, right? Hence you get your equation as Gs dash into dH. Now when integrating you get this below equation, that is the equation of your line, right? That is the equation of your operating line. Now what are the differential form of heat transfer and mass transfer? Of course, in cooling tower, both heat transfer and mass transfer occurs. So for a differential thickness dz, the heat transfer and mass transfer rate are given this way. So above equation is your mass transfer rate, that is Gs dash into dy dash is equal to Ky into Am into delta Y, that is your change in humidity into dz. Okay, and your heat transfer rate is Gs dash into Cs into dTg is equal to Hg into Ah into delta T into dz, right? So this Ky and Hg, this is the representation of mass transfer in form of mass transfer coefficient and heat transfer coefficient, whereas the left hand side terms of the both equation, that is in terms of your flow rate, okay, in your gas dry air flow rate. Now what you are doing, substituting the value of above equation in this equation 1, okay. So the value of whole term Gs dash dy dash and this term, that is Gs dash into Cs dg. So you are substituting the values in equation 1, you get the following equation. So here note down what is Yi dash, that is the humidity at air and liquid interface. For air water system, you have Lewis number is equal to 1. It means your HgAh is equal to Cs Ky into Am. It means now the area for heat transfer and mass transfer is same. Thus, you get equation 2. Okay, so thus substituting the value, here you can see that Ky into A, as Ah is equal to Am, you are taking it as A. Now here you can see that Hi dash is the new term. What is it? That is the specific enthalpy at interface. From this equation at the bottom, you can see that what we have done, we have simply rearranged our terms. Okay, the terms of interface, like the temperature at interface and humidity at interface. So rearranging it, you are getting your Hi dash, that is the specific enthalpy at interface. And the other term, H dash, it has what? It has the gas temperature and the humidity Y dash, right? So you have done simply what? You have rearranged this equation and you get it at equation 2. Now another one is for the liquid. So what happens at the liquid envelope? So the enthalpy balance is what? L dash Cal into dTl is equal to Gs dash Cal into dy dash minus HL AH dz into delta T. So this is for the equation for the liquid envelope, which we saw when we were carrying out the enthalpy balance in your adiabatic operation section, right? So here you can see that for the envelope 2, this is the equation which we are talking about, right? In the envelope 2, this is the enthalpy balance which we did for liquid section. So now we are going to use this equation. Now if the sensible heat term of your gas is ignored, okay, so what you get your equation number 3, right? Now what we are doing, combining this equation 1, 2 and 3, you get the below equation. So see here, equation 1, right, then equation 2 and 3, when you are combining it, you get this final equation. Now here you can see that the above equation which is obtained, when you are integrating it, okay, when you are representing in form of integration, you get the following formula. That is integration from h1 dash to h2 dash, initial to final, into dh dash upon hi dash minus h dash, where your hi dash is what? That is at the interface, is equal to Ky A upon Gs dash, integrating it at dz, you get your following relation. But here you can see that this integral term, that is what? That is a definition of your number of gas phase transfer unit, okay? And the another representation, that is your Gs dash upon Ky into A, that is the definition of your height of transfer unit. So what you did, you are representing the following equations in the form of NTU and HTU. Now the overall height of your cooling tower, what is that? That is your multiplication of HTU and NTU. So this was what? This was a part of designing of your cooling tower, right? This way you can find out the overall height of your tower if you know the value of NTU and HTU. So that was for today's lecture. Thank you.